Mara Phones is a subsidiary of the Mara Corporation. It launched Africa's first smartphone manufacturing facilities in Rwanda and South Africa this year. And it's now announced that it's exporting these made-in-Africa handsets to 43 different markets around the world. It has introduced 2 smartphones into the market. CGTN visited its Rwanda factory to figure out how it's faring so far. Here's Uche Okoronkwo with that story.
Mara's uniquely homemade and high-tech smartphones are an exciting prospect for Africa. While it is not the first to have marketed an African-made phone, Eddie Sabera says it is the first to produce and assemble the entirety of its product.
Challenge the first one is, as much as we are producing our phones, raw materials still need to be imported, because the unfortunate part of our continent, Africa, is the main source of the raw materials. But the industry has not developed that much to the point where we can actually produce such as chipsets to be able to have them, which is some of the raw materials that are required in the telecoms.
With Asian manufacturers like Techno and Samsung currently dominating Africa's smartphone markets, Mr. Sabera also says that surprisingly its highest number of orders come from Europe and the US.
We've now reached 46 countries until this Friday, the last Friday I mean, which gives us confidence that sales are moving very, very well. And the surprise behind it is that we also have the highest ranked country is actually Germany. We have also the UK, we have Switzerland, we have France. So it's not only Africa who's actually enjoying our phones, but it's also the rest of the world.
But for the average African, the pricing might be a little too steep. Mara's X and Z models retail at $190 and $130 respectively. That's because compared to its competitors, who mostly import the components, Mara actually makes them.
As much as we have managed to produce a phone that is, compared to its specs, is very affordable, but we still have a challenge with the population that still can't afford it. So what we've done is we went to the next level to the extent of finding alternative ways to make it affordable by looking at approaching financial institutions, included the banks, for an asset financing model, whereby the banks can allow its customers to buy phones from us and pay in installment of 3, 6, 12 months.
Mara is playing a huge role in not just job creation, but also skills development on the continent. In Rwanda alone, the number of employees is projected to rise from around 200 today to more than 500 in the next 5 years. Uche Okoronkwo, CGTN.